The UK's HMRC system, also known as the UK's tax office, is broken. It doesn't work, and I think it's representative of just broken Britain. And so today I'm going to tell you a story, a tale of my experience, and I'm going to cut in some actual real audio from a call that I had with them today and just share with you my experience of trying to be a UK citizen paying tax that may be owed or a refund that may be owed to me. In February of this year, I was made redundant from my job of 4 years. And when I came out of that employment, it took until March before I received my P60 from my employer. At that point, I took the opportunity to call the tax office and discuss my exit from employment, and also to talk to them about filling a self-assessment. During that call, it was decided that I needed to submit self-assessments for previous years. When I spoke to the agent on that call, they said to me that they would issue a letter to me stating which years I would need to complete. I've received that letter and I have the contents of it here, and they have asked me to fill in a self-assessment from 2021 to 22, 22 to 23, 23 to 24, and also the most recent year of 24 to 25. So, seems fairly straightforward on the surface. I received this letter on the 23rd of April. And at that time, following the first call on the 1st of April, which lasted for 26 minutes before being able to speak to an agent, the agent then took my information and said, "No problem, we'll send you this letter." They did. I received the letter. On this letter, it states that I need to log on to my self-assessment system. I've logged on, I have all of the relevant login information, I have all of the relevant account numbers that you need to log into. Let me give you the official term of it. I believe it's called your UTR or your tax reference number, right? So I have all of the relevant information that I need. I've received the letter from the tax office stating that I needed to complete these years. I've pulled together all of the information that I need to submit a self-assessment, but at this point, this is where the trouble begins. I log on to my own portal, the self-assessment portal, and when I click on the tax year to submit, the most recent year of 24 to 25 is there, and the only previous year is from 2020 to 2021. So all of the years that are stated in this letter are missing. So on the 2nd of May, I called the tax office and I spent a further 36 minutes on a telephone call waiting to speak to an agent. When I eventually got to speak to that agent, I explained the problems that I was having, and they subsequently said, if you cannot see it on the system, if you cannot see it in the drop-down on your self-assessment page, then there must be a web fault. So you need to speak to the help team. On the same day, I called the help team. The help team, it took 8 minutes to get through to a representative. I spoke to the representative and explained the issue, and that person said, "I'm sorry, but we can't help you. You need to speak to the digital team." The digital team can only be contacted via an online submission form. Of course, because speaking to a human, a telephone call, actually being able to communicate with somebody would just be a stretch too far. I filled in a form online stating exactly what was happening and I submitted it. And I'll show some of those emails on screen so that you can see them. I then subsequently received a response from the team to say that if the years were missing, there's nothing that they can do to help, that I need to be registered for self-assessment. I am. The information's there, just those years are missing. So I have responded multiple times explaining exactly what's happening. I've provided pictures of this information and also the online drop-downs. This morning, I have received another communication from the digital team to state that they can no longer help me with this issue, that I need to go back to the self-assessment team. So now, as I start to talk to you and explain what's happening today, I'm also going to show a video that I just happened to hit record on because I thought, well, this might be interesting to document my telephone call with the HMRC. So this morning, I call the self-assessment team and you'll be able to see me sitting here on the phone with them. That call took 36 minutes again to get through to an agent. This time, the gentleman who answered the phone, who I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it in the call, but you can hear his kids playing in the background, so he's clearly not in an office. Much like most of the UK, nobody now goes to an office. Offices have pretty much been written out. HMRC, the Home Office, no people go there. They all work from home. And working from home means that you're disconnected from the department that you're probably part of, which means fixing anything for anybody is pretty much impossible. And certainly that's my experience.
Thanks for waiting. Your call is important to us. Please continue to hold.
So 36 minutes on the phone this morning with this gentleman, or to get to this gentleman.
What I can definitely do is I can submit those returns to your address in a physical form.
Okay.
Okay. If that is not available for you to do so online, so that's the workaround that I can think of as of right now.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. If you can send me the physical copies. The only reason I say that is I've had one of these calls about a week and a half ago, also for the same request, and I still haven't received the paper versions either.
I see.
Who then says he'll send me the paperwork in the post. Now, to jump back slightly, that's also what the member of staff said a week ago, and I'm still waiting for that paperwork. And you can hear me state this on the call to him, that I've already been told paperwork would be sent, but I haven't received it. So he's now assured me that he's sent it again, and that it will take probably 7 days to appear through the Royal Mail. He also said, if you're having issues with the online system, phone the help desk. So I called the help desk, and here is what that call went like.
HM Revenue and Customs, Online Services Help Desk. The recent average wait on this line was 20 minutes. You can save time by letting our digital assistant help you.
Good morning, you're through to the online services. How can I help you today?
Good morning. I wonder if you can give me a second just to quickly explain this. I have received a letter from HMRC about doing a self-assessment for some past years that have been missed, dating back to 2021, 2022, and then up to present. I called the HMRC team and spoke to them, and I'm trying to submit a self-assessment. When I log in to my own self-assessment web page and I go to the tax return options, there is a box that has select tax year. It currently has the present year, 2024 to 2025 available, and then the next available year is...
Thanks for calling. Goodbye.
So, after what can only be described as several hours worth of phone calls, just trying to pay legitimately into a system that I think I need to cover to keep myself right in terms of tax, I am mentally just finished with it. Like, what can you do at this point? The help desk hangs up on me as soon as I start explaining the issue. Any other department you call is at least a 30 to 40 minute wait time. The letters that come in don't make any sense in terms of how you can actually complete a self-assessment. And I'm left now sitting thinking, how can I try and fix this? How can I try and submit for these years? And it just leaves me with the question, what works in this country? You know, I posted a video yesterday about my frustrations with the TV license, and I woke up this morning trying to think about, okay, what can we focus on? And I'm immediately buried in amongst all of this crap. Emails from departments that just don't care. I'm literally writing in the emails, please help me. Here are images of what I'm describing. And yet I just get a standard response back that says, sorry, we can't help. Go and contact this department. This department sends you to this department. This department sends you to this department. And nobody ever takes accountability. This is the UK. This is why I feel finished with this country. I've gone out of employment and I've tried my best to just carry on as normal. But every single turn that you make is just a dead end. It's Britain. So here's what course of action I've taken. I've now had to book a private accountant to try and help me submit these. So it's going to cost me. It's going to cost me money now because I am just being stonewalled at every single turn with endless letters telling me I must, like, I just want to be clear here. This letter says that if I do not submit these previous years, I will be fined. I have 90 days to submit this, probably from when the letter was dated on the 23rd of April. And yet, despite numerous phone calls lasting 36 minutes a time, I don't know how you're supposed to deal with this because it's exhausting. It's exhausting. So I'm sorry I'm sharing another video today of yet another frustration. I'm trying to do it with a smile on my face, but I'm just tired. I'm tired. If there's anybody out there who's had experience of this that maybe understands why I cannot see these previous years and why they keep telling me they're there but they're not, if anybody has any idea, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to try and get to the bottom of this because, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everybody that watched yesterday's video as well. I really was annoyed at this from the BBC, but that's another story. Look, it's sunny outside. I'm going to go for a nice walk now, clear my mind and try and think of something else. Don't let this get you down. It's got me down enough. But thanks for listening today and we'll see you in the next video.